My penis was oscillating between extremely sensitive and borderline traumatized.
This one's wife. She only came for the photos. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. One of the entertaining things about this one's wife is that because of her unpopularity and her overexposure, her grasping pursuit of being photographed and filmed, invariably, after any public appearance that she makes, there is intense scrutiny of what she has done. In one respect, this is precisely what she wants, because a reaction to her appearance provides the narcissist with fuel. Fuel comes in various shapes and forms. First of all, there is the amount, then there is the frequency, and there is the potency. So, for example, when this one's wife attends the LA Children's Hospital Gala, she is seen by the press pack. She is seen by other attendees. Many of these individuals are tertiary sources. Some will be secondary sources. That means that the fuel is not that potent. The frequency of the fuel is all the while somebody's reacting to her. In terms of the amount, it'll be large amounts of fuel because she's proximate to these people. The camera flashes are going off. The cameras are following her. The photographers are calling out her name. People are waving hello. People are greeting her. Accordingly, she stands to obtain a large amount of fuel for a reasonably sustained period of time, although its potency wavers between low and moderate. Nevertheless, she will take it. But then there's more. Because she's reported on, there's even more fuel that arises as newspapers and media outlets and blogs and videos around the world comment upon her. Here is where it becomes more difficult for her. Certain supine publications will talk about how glamorous she looked, how beautiful she was, what a fantastic new look she was sporting. That's all positive fuel. That is what she wants. When this is directed towards her in the printed word, the amount is much smaller. But bear in mind, if you've got lots of outlets who are reporting in a similar fashion, it all adds up. The potency is weak because invariably this will come from tertiary sources. Where people are commenting about her in a video, the amount increases. Nevertheless, again, this will come from tertiary sources and the potency will be weak. But if you think about somebody who is commented upon in videos, in broadcast news, in print and digital media all around the world, many thousands of times, that all does add up to a huge amount of fuel. Naturally, she needs to read it, she needs to see it, and this is why she scrutinizes the media and social media to the extent that she does, because of the need for this fuel. Accordingly, when she makes an appearance, she garners the proximate fuel from the event itself, and then follow-up fuel, if you wish, by virtue of the reportage that follows. But therein lies a huge problem for her. She is desperate for the proximate fuel, but because she's so unpopular, and because there are so many people that like to comment upon her, and so many people also ready to scrutinize what she does, she has, more than any other individual, an increased risk of receiving challenge fuel. For instance, take somebody who's popular. They attend the event, and let us assume they are a narcissist. They will receive proximate fuel in a similar way to that which this one's wife receives. Thereafter, they are more likely to receive favourable coverage of their appearance, which means the follow-up fuel for them is substantial and is positive. Therefore, it's all good for that popular narcissist. The problem that this one's wife has is that there's plenty of people who don't like her, who are looking to find fault with her, and will comment about her adversely. This is what her narcissism fails to appreciate. It makes her get out there. It makes her undertake these appearances. It compels her to appear. But then what happens is that she is subjected to scrutiny, which is invariably contains more challenge fuel than it does pure fuel. The pure fuel are the likes of Town and Country and Hello, etc., reporting on her favourably. But they are completely outnumbered by the content that appears in other news outlets across social media, etc. And we know that this one's wife looks at all of this. Thus, her narcissism makes her appear, but because she's so unpopular, she's subjected to this scrutiny thereafter. What this scrutiny means is that we invariably find out more behind why she appeared and what was going on. So, for example, when she undertook the pap walk across a parking lot, if it was somebody who was popular, someone would just say, oh, she was spotted going to her car. Nothing on it. But with her, there was ridicule. Look how desperate she is to be seen. She has her security guard with her as she ensures that she's papped by backgrid walking across a parking lot. Thus, the attempt to garner fuel succeeds because plenty of people comment, but it fails because it results in repeated threats to her control because she's ridiculed. And we have another example of how this necessity of putting herself out there ultimately backfires because of the level of scrutiny that she receives because she's unpopular, arising out of her attendance at the LA Children's Hospital Gala. Richard Eden, writing for the Mail, explains, this one's wife just attended the LA Children's Hospital Gala for the photographs, a former friend has claimed. British socialite Lizzie Cundy, 56, was present at the event with the Duchess of Sussex last Saturday. The Duchess of Sussex swapped her usual slicked-back hairstyle for a more wavy look and opted for minimal jewellery and more subtle makeup, i.e. the bronzer was missing. It then tells us more about what she wore, and then explains that Miss Cundy, who wore a $339 Piamici dress to the event, told the Mail, there wasn't a great deal of warmth from people when she arrived. She was not there long. She seemed to be there for the photographs. She added, this one's wife needs LA more than LA needs her. LA people feel they've been played by her. I'd have worn a different dress if I'd have known. That's because Lizzie Cundy turned up wearing a red dress, which was similar in terms of having a split up the leg and a plunging cleavage. Miss Cundy and the Duchess were previously friends after they met at a charity gala back in 2013. However, this one's wife went on to ghost Miss Cundy after she met Prince Harry. Miss Cundy added, Harry and this one's wife were loved because they're part of the royal family, but they've bad-mouthed the royals who are loved in LA. It's a shame because charity work is where her and Harry do great things. She was also disappointed to find that the Duchess of Sussex wore a similar dress to hers and said, I'd have worn a different one if I'd known. She talks then about how she ghosted me once the engagement hit. She's ghosted quite a lot of people, obviously including her family, so I'm not the worst person she's actually ghosted. Accordingly, Lizzie Cundy, a non-intimate secondary source who is currently disengaged from by this one's wife, explains that she was at the event and this one's wife did not stay for long. It's also been reported elsewhere that this one's wife actually didn't stay at the event itself and just turned up on the green carpet and was photographed and then left, suggesting that she may not have actually been properly invited. Here, that suggestion seems to be supported by Lizzie Cundy, who shares a photograph of her inside the venue, but so far, no photographs have emerged of this one's wife inside the venue, which is interesting and supports the suggestion that she came for the photographs. So what do we learn from this? Well, first of all, the grasping nature of this narcissist who can't resist an opportunity to turn up at an event, one to which that she was perhaps not invited, so that she can be seen. Typical behaviour of a narcissist. Look at me, photograph me, talk about me. Thus, she seeks to garner the fuel, the control over the people that are there, and, of course, manage her facade as being this popular photographed individual. Thereafter, as usual with this one's wife, because of her seductive touch, it backfires. Anybody else would probably not be subjected to the same level of scrutiny, but she is, and Lizzie Cundy comes forward to state she only turned up for the photographs, she didn't receive a warm welcome, she wasn't there long, i.e. this one's wife, you're busted. Now, of course, it does bear in mind, but it does It is worth bearing in mind that Lizzie Cundy isn't particularly well disposed towards this one's wife as a consequence of the ghosting that took place. Nevertheless, what she states about her turning up for the photographs is supported by news elsewhere that suggests that this one's wife didn't attend the event itself and the absence of photographs of her within. Accordingly, Lizzie Cundy's words, whatever her motivation, appear to be based in fact. This demonstrates the grasping nature of this one's wife, how her narcissism causes her to turn up at an event which she apparently was not invited to, that she didn't actually attend the event itself, but was just seen for the photographs, demonstrating just how vacuous and empty she is, and also her complete levels of desperation, as she needs to be seen, but not actually attend something properly. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.